It'd be awesome. Howdy. Another town day for me. I gotta get rid of the boneyard rejects, go to the dump, and do some shopping and stuff. Esther's doing school with the kids today. It got super cold last night. We were down to 18 degrees this morning. So it'll get colder, but it's our first hard freeze since we've been in the house. So without a whole lot going on here at home, we're going to show you a Q&A we did yesterday. Enjoy.
It's time for another Q&A. Your questions, our answers. I'm reading these off of our Facebook page. How is that rocket stove thingy working in the farther reaches of the house?
Like with any question about the rocket stove, it's more about our house than about the mass heater itself. We've incorporated a lot of glass into our house, so over by the big windows, it's going to be colder than where there isn't any. So the corner over by, the double doors out to the deck, that feels pretty cold to me. And over by our kitchen table, that feels a little colder. But generally, it's heating the entire space really well.
Right, there's no condensation on the windows. We're not getting chill factor.
Right.
But it definitely is warmer upstairs than downstairs pretty much all the time.
Absolutely. So when the fire's going, upstairs gets really pretty hot, and we go ahead and let it overheat a little bit, and then once the fire goes out, then it mellows out, and heat sort of evens out throughout the house a little better.
Why a two-story house?
Efficiency, I guess, in all sorts of ways. It was an efficient timber frame structure to make. It doesn't take much more to go the story and a half. It doesn't take much more beyond the first story to get that extra half story for the lofts. So it was efficiency in building, but it's also efficiency in heating. Heat rises, so it's easier to move heat up and down than it is, sideways if we had a larger footprint. And I just wanted a small footprint so that it was less roof also.
Right. Mm-hmm.
So,
what is your favorite thing to can/preserve and why? Peaches. 100% peaches. I like all the things that I preserve, but peaches are special. What do you like?
I like the applesauce.
There you go.
That's what I like.
It's a good thing you like the applesauce because I made 100 quarts of it.
I'll take care of it.
This is a long one, but I think it's really good. We live in the UK, which I imagine is quite similar to the US in terms of a materialistic consumer culture, and we have been working towards more of a land-based, simple, natural way of life for 10 years. But often find ourselves or our roles as parents viewed in a negative way because of this. Your insight would be terrific. I kind of want to hear this person M's insight as well, but we'll give it a shot.
The materialistic value system of our country is largely what drove me to do this.
Yeah.
In that we wanted to be less stuff-based and just a little more people-based, and I guess, like she's saying, land-based. And we derive value out of ourselves and what we are able to do rather than our value to a larger system. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So, which is where you are able to earn money, is when you mean something to that system.
Right.
So, I guess we get some flack for that. Not so much that people we certainly have critics, I guess, but mostly just a lack of understanding and people saying I could never do it, um, or just why. Um, so yeah, it's definitely different.
Right. I mean, and to some extent, we just don't stress the critics. You'll see us processing criticism, the feeling, what it feels like to have somebody disagree with you, because we're public people who are trying to live according to our personal internal guide rather than some kind of external idea of what we should be doing. And so, yeah, there's pushback, there's criticism. Sometimes it's mean, and we process that. But that's kind of our whole thing, is that we wanted to do something that was meaningful to us as humans and as individuals, but also sometimes that really meaningful life does resonate with other people, and we expect it to. So we're just forging ahead and encourage anybody else who's out there doing this that you're completely not alone. I mean, a lot of people are looking for this kind of lifestyle change, or I mean, maybe they're not up for sitting in the snow for 15 minutes for a Q&A, but are up for the kinds of value changes that we're talking about, of more people-based and more land-based. The human part of us wants that. It's systems that are leading us the other way, and I think we do well to recognize that in one another. And related to that, in the last vlog, do you feel guilty sometimes when the kids go to others' homes and are amazed or in awe, like Sadie was, of the Christmas tree? This was in vlog number 10, the soap felting one. No, I don't feel guilty at all.
No. Yeah, I don't feel guilty for not giving our kids the exact same experience that every other kid has, but it's not every other kid either. I mean, that's the perspective that may be lacking there, is that, for one, we have it better than a large percentage of the population of the world. Right here, we got it pretty sweet. We may not have every gadget and light up thing there is available, but we're doing okay. And I don't think that universal sameness, should be a goal anyway. I don't think that we should spread gadgets and video games to every corner of the earth, and so we don't need them here either.
That sameness thing is such an important point, because when we talk about a people-based rather than stuff-based lifestyle, it's actually an advantage to not all have the same things. Because now Sadie associates that wonder of that beautiful Christmas tree with a person who cares about us. And so when we think about what our relationship is to Luana and her home, I certainly appreciate being able to learn something about soap. My child has had an experience of wonder and appreciation. And I think it's very easy to say that she's miserable because she didn't get to take it home with her. But if you are intentional about it, you can just stop at the place where you enjoyed it and say, oh, that was a cool thing. Let's continue to be in relationship with this other person who has this thing we like. And she'll be in relationship with us, and her grandkids can come to our place and admire our things that provide awe and wonder to a child, of which we have many. And that relationship then becomes a people-based value system. That's actually exactly what we're going for. Okay, here's the last one. We actually get this question a lot. Does Nick ever get upset about anything? He seems really laid back, just kind of rolls with it. I'm going to answer that first, because part of that question is for me. I am intentional about not showing any family fights in our vlogs. And that doesn't mean that we don't ever disagree about anything, because of course we do. But if I gave you a vlog full of various disagreements and you're sitting in traffic, you're going to want to rear end the person in front of you. So I am intentional about showing good moments. And now I'll let Nick answer it.
Right, and well, just on that, we're not reality TV. We're not here for the drama. We just want to be in conversation with you. And yelling is a pretty good way to shut down a conversation. But yeah, I get upset. Of course I get upset. There's all sorts of upsetting things all around me. So, I'm just like anybody, except that you're looking at me.
Thanks for hanging out with us. That's our Q&A. If you want to get questions in, find your way to our Facebook page. And thanks for hanging out with us.
See you later.